Hey guys, Tay here and welcome to another Call of Duty Ghosts video for you today. Now I've got for you what I think is the best class setup for Call of Duty Ghosts, and I've taken a bit of time making this. I know a lot of other people have just whacked them out there the day the game came out, but honestly there's no point in that because they haven't played enough of the game to get a good feel of all the weapons. So I've taken my time, gone through quite a few of the more popular weapons, and honestly I think this class setup you'll really like, and it's the one I prefer, it's the one I play with most. So let's just jump into it right now. So this is the class that you can see on screen. It's an assault rifle called the MSBS, and it actually starts off as a 3-round burst weapon, but I've never used it as a 3-round burst. I just whacked it straight up into fully automatic mode using the fully automatic modifier add-on that you can put, the attachment that you can put onto the weapon, and it makes this gun an absolute beast. Let me tell you guys, it's one of those guns that you don't expect because it is a 3-round burst weapon, but people forget that you can add that modifier on to make it a fully automatic weapon, and it just takes it to a whole new level, seriously. Other than that, I just added a foregrip onto the weapon because changing it from a semi to a fully automatic actually does kick up the recoil quite a bit, so putting that grip on there helps keep that nice and low. As you're going to see on screen, it is pretty good at long range, but it's at its best when it's at its like mid-range level. That is when it's at its best, but its main advantage, I would say, over other weapons in this class specifically is that it has got massive diversity. It's very flexible, and it makes it the perfect weapon for Call of Duty Ghosts because the maps in Call of Duty Ghosts are very varied. At times they can be very small, but a lot of the time you may have noticed they are pretty big. You know, they're a lot bigger than some of the previous maps that we've had in previous games. This gun is absolutely perfect for it because it can cover a lot of the different areas. It is equally as good as medium range as it is at long and short. It will win you those head-on 1v1 battles that you come into in the close quarter combats, but it will also allow you to pick out targets at long ranges as well. That is what I love about this weapon. The only things I don't like about this weapon are the slightly clumsy, cluttered iron sights. I feel like there's a little bit too much going on down there around the bottom and the edges especially, just blocking a little bit too much, but you can just get around that putting a red dot sight on. And also at really long range, if you're shooting you will get a little bit more recoil than you bargained for, so do use kind of like just burst it like you will do with a 3-round burst weapon. Just do that and you'll be fine. But yeah, that's normally just for the super long range things. You probably do that anyway without even knowing. So yeah, let's move on to the secondary weapon now, which I've chosen. It's pretty much the only one that you can choose because the other lot aren't too great. So I've chosen the PDW pistol, which is the only 3-round burst pistol, the only one that isn't single fire. So yeah, it's 3 burst, it's better than the rest of them, and it's not great. I jumped into a combat match against the bots here because I don't normally online get a lot of kills with it, so I just jumped in. This is just normal health, so I just wanted to show the gun off. Normally kills them in 1 in the head or 2 bursts in the body mostly. From long range it's not great, but you know, it's the best weapon going out there for the secondary. So yeah, that is that. The tactical and lethal grenades, pretty much up to you what your personal preference is. My personal preference for the tactical grenade is what you can see on screen, the concussion. I don't know, it's just standard, it's old school, I just like what it does. The lethal, I'm not too sure about which one's my favourite at the minute, so I've just gone for the standard grenade, but of course you can change it up there to what you want. Now going on to the perks, this is one of the important things. There are some pretty cool perks that I've picked right here, and some that you have to have for most classes to work for your advantage, because there are some really good perks that not a lot of people know about. So I've picked Ready Up there in the top left of the screen in the speed section because it's only 1 token, it's really cheap, and it just allows you to get that gun on the person real quicker after sprinting, so that's always useful. We got down in the stealth section, worth 3 squad points, is the perk Off the Grid. Now this basically hides you from all the UAVs and the sonar pings, which is a perk which I've also picked, but I'll talk about in a minute. So yeah, it hides you from that stuff, lets you get around the map a little bit easier. I know a lot of people, especially at the start, are going to have those satcoms up because they're just default, can't bother to change them, so there's a lot of them running, especially at the start of the game. So get this perk on, you'll get hidden from those sonar pings and those satcoms, and yeah, going to make your life a little bit easier. So the next perk that I've picked is called Amplify, and basically it allows you to hear the enemy footsteps really loud. So this is especially useful if you're a headset user. If you are, you've just got to have it. It's one of those perks, it is absolutely, you will not be able to live without it once you've used it. It's like having an extra sense. You can hear people exactly where they are, pinpoint where they are. If you know they're coming around a corner, you can kill them before they even know that you're there because you can hear them, you've heard them, and it's just an absolutely amazing perk. I'm pretty sure they'll patch it to make it a little bit worse or less good, because it's just amazing at the minute, and I'm loving it. It's just like having an extra sense. It's like knowing that someone's round the corner just because you can hear them. It's just amazing. If you're not a headset user, I don't know how good this perk will be. You can of course try it out. You can test it out in the offline, so you don't use any squad points up, wasting points on it. I don't know honestly how good it is without a headset, but just try it out, it might be good. So the last perk that you can see at the bottom of the screen is called Ping, and basically upon killing an enemy you activate a sonar ping that goes out like a little mini radar around you and detects enemies within a certain radius of you around the map. So basically if you've just killed someone and there's someone standing behind you, it's going to activate a mini UAV essentially, and you're going to be able to see them on your minimap as a red dot. So that is also useful. Not a lot of people actually use that, so it's a really useful perk. All these perks I think are really good, especially if you've got a headset. You've got to have that amplify perk in there. It's really, really good. I hope you've enjoyed this class setup. Give it a go. This gun, honestly, I've used a lot of assault rifles. That seems to be the best class of weapon to use for the maps, and this is the best assault rifle that I've used. So just try it out. It's really, really good. I really like it. Of course, it is only my personal opinion, but it does the job for me. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Put any comments you got in the comment section down below. How'd you get on with this weapon? Are you going to try a different weapon? Do you have any other favourite weapons? Put them in the comment section down below. A quick like, as always, would be really appreciated. Subscribe for loads more COD Ghost news, and I'll see you all in a bit. Ciao.